Good afternoon, Yuba and Sutter community. Today is May 1st, 2020. I have an important announcement for you. This afternoon, at around 2 o'clock or so, there will be 2 orders that will come out on my behalf. So the first order is my new modified stay-at-home order. What are the key highlights? The first highlight is based on a risk stratified, evidence-based, grounded in science approach, guided by the Johns Hopkins Center for Health Security guidance document for a gradual phase-in reopening approach. I will allow lower risk businesses to reopen with appropriate modifications. What are some of those modifications? Adherence to social distancing of 6 feet or more at all times if possible. Good hand hygiene through hand washing with soap and water frequently, or using hand sanitizers if soap and water is not readily available. Staying home when ill with fever, cough, sore throat, and shortness of breath. And of course, wearing facial covering when social distancing of 6 feet or more is not possible. If those appropriate modifications are in place, lower risk businesses, defined as a business that is low to medium risk in the category of contact intensity, and also low to medium risk in regards to the number of contacts, shall be allowed to open with modification under my local public health officer order. Please note though, the state health officer stay-at-home order is still in effect. In that regard, all residents of Yuba County and Sutter County are still state of California residents and must abide by the rules and regulations and orders of the state of California. Businesses that would like to reopen if they fall within the lower risk categories as designated by my health officer order need to consult their private legal counsel in regards if there's any differences between the local health officer order and the current stay-at-home state order. What other notable updates are there? Vulnerable individuals should continue to stay at home as much as possible. However, if they need to go out for necessary work, sustenance, getting medical visits completed, recreation, those are allowed while adhering at all times to the tenets again of social distancing, good hand hygiene, and facial covering when social distancing is not possible. The other components is that of facial covering. So complementary to my new stay-at-home order is a universal facial covering order that really truly highlights that when you cannot maintain adequate social distancing of 6 foot or more from another person not in your household, then you need to put on a facial covering. What is the underlying reason for that? Where is the evidence? The evidence have shown us that nearly 20% of persons who are infectious with COVID-19 remain asymptomatic, meaning they don't even know that they have the infection and they could unwittingly give it to another person. So my facial covering protects you, your facial covering protects me if we are less than 6 foot away from each other and potentially could share the same quote-unquote air space.
Hi, I'm Sutter County Sheriff Brandon Barnes.
Hi, I'm Yuba County Sheriff Wendell Anderson.
Let's all be patient and kind with our community as we work to learn these practices under the new order.
You don't know the reasons for someone not wearing a facial covering. It could be for medical reasons, therefore do not attempt to police others yourself. Under no circumstances does someone not wearing a facial covering constitute an emergency.
So there's no reason to call 911. 911 is for emergencies only. Let's do what is in our own power to keep ourselves and those around us healthy.
So for more information in regards to the specific designation of lower risk businesses who are allowed to reopen with appropriate modification, please go to bepreparedyuba.org and bepreparesutter.org. We will also be happy to answer your questions through the call center. There will be FAQs posted on those 2 websites, and there will be a presentation narrated by me, published soon, that will really go into the details to explain to you the motivations and the thought process that I went through in crafting these 2 very important orders. Thank you. Have a good day and weekend.